In this video, we are going to look at academic misconduct and how to avoid it so you can get your best grades at the University of Hertfordshire. The University of Hertfordshire has 4 categories of academic misconduct. The first and most common is plagiarism. Plagiarism is the representation by an individual, whether intentionally or otherwise, of another person's work as their own, or use of another person's work without acknowledgement. To put it simply, plagiarism is stealing another author's ideas and pretending they are your own. Students must always show where they get their ideas from by using a referencing system. For example, the Harvard referencing system, which looks like this. The other types of misconduct are as follows. Cheating. This means breaking the rules to get a better mark. The most common offences in this category are taking notes into exams or stealing another student's work from a PC, a laptop, or a USB stick. Collusion. This is when students work together on a piece of work when it should be done individually. Getting a big brother, sister, classmate, or friend to do an assignment for you is even more serious than plagiarism. Other misconduct offences include breaching ethics, making up data, buying assignments from the internet, and using one piece of work for more than one assignment. The important thing to remember is always to give credit to the authors of your sources. Think of this as a way of showing respect and building knowledge. So why does the University of Hertfordshire care so much about plagiarism and academic misconduct? The answer is simple. We want students to develop academic integrity and to become professionals who can be trusted. Another reason is that plagiarism damages the reputation of the university and the value of the degrees it awards. You may ask yourself, how do tutors know if a student has plagiarized? If a tutor suspects plagiarism, perhaps because a student is not attending lectures, tutorials, or using Canvas, they may decide to upload their assignment to plagiarism detection software, such as Turnitin. Turnitin is one of the main types of software used by universities to discover plagiarism. Turnitin compares student essays to other sources on the internet, which include other student essays that have already been submitted. At the University of Hertfordshire, we believe that we can help students to learn about plagiarism by giving them access to Turnitin. With the help of your tutors, you can use Turnitin to submit assignment drafts to understand where you might have committed plagiarism and how to make necessary changes. Let's look at an example of how Turnitin works. What do you think? Does this look like plagiarism? If you thought the paragraph was plagiarized, you're right. When a tutor uploads the essay to Turnitin, they see this. And then this. As you can see, the coloured sections match to sources 6 and 3, but the student has not provided the references, and this means that the student is claiming these words are their own words. Notice also the 87% similarity index at the top. This is much too high and clearly signals academic misconduct. Here are some common mistakes which students often make. The UH regulations use the phrase whether intentionally or unintentionally. Remember that accidentally breaking the rules is still an offence. Poor paraphrasing, this means only changing a few words, often leads to an offence where the work is too similar to the source. Direct quotations are not plagiarism, but using long quotations tends to take up the word limit without scoring many marks. Paraphrasing is better because it forces you to use your own words and show your understanding. Incorrect referencing results in it being impossible to tell which ideas come from the student and which from other authors. Remember, the whole point of referencing is to help the marker or reader find the sources you are using in case they want to understand more. Also, Referencing correctly usually has marks attached to it in the marking scheme, so you can get higher marks by referencing correctly. So what are the consequences of academic misconduct? Universities know that students can buy essays or other assignments from the internet, or they can get friends or family to write them for them. But trying to beat the system will eventually lead to very serious consequences. If a student is suspected of plagiarism, they may be invited to a viva, a kind of interview, where they must answer questions about their assignment. This may result in the student failing the assignment and the module. Students can also be referred to the Student Academic Misconduct Panel, where, depending on the level of seriousness, they may be fined, suspended, or even excluded from the university. So how can you avoid plagiarism? Firstly, accept that writing a report, a reflection, essay, or presentation takes time. You can't do it the night before. Avoiding plagiarism involves a combination of quoting and paraphrasing, but more often paraphrasing. Paraphrasing means expressing another author's ideas using your own words. For example, in the previous Turnitin paragraph, we saw the student plagiarize the following information. If we tried to rewrite this using our own words, we would firstly need to read it several times until the message became clear in our heads. Then, using a dictionary, thesaurus, and maybe some free note-taking software like OneNote, we would try to identify different word forms and synonyms. For example, productive could be changed to productivity, and diversity could be changed to inclusive. We would then use these notes to rewrite the original so it looked like this. It looks different to the original, right? We made several changes, including changing the word order, but the message is essentially the same. Don't forget to include the reference. Remember that using a lot of academic references in an assignment is not a bad thing. It shows the reader and marker the research you have done. Typically, in a main body paragraph, we use 2 to 3 different references and connect them together. And at the end of the paragraph, we use our own words to answer the "so what" question. We call this critical evaluation. Attending free academic skills workshops can help you to maintain academic integrity and improve your academic writing. If you want to know more about plagiarism, click on the link below this video to take our quick plagiarism awareness quiz. You will receive instant feedback and recommendations for further help. We also recommend clicking on the academic misconduct link to understand more about this process and your rights as a student within the university. Thanks for listening.